I'm Cressida Sergeant and I'm the Chief Commercial Officer here at Traveltek. I have global responsibility for our sales, account management teams, marketing, and last year I also took over our ESG agenda, driving our people and culture. We're a software company and we specialise in the travel industry. We've got 90 employees globally. We've implemented Perkbox in all of the countries that we have our staff in. So the UK, a large contingency of our developers based out in India, and we also have some of our team members in Spain, Poland, Portugal, Australia, and America. When I took on the people agenda, we had a low morale across the company, and feedback from staff came that it was difficult to communicate often with teams and also find ways to recognise employees on a global level. So we looked around and I was really impressed by what I saw with Perkbox, that it was going to be a global solution that could fix a lot of the challenges that we had at the time around communication and peer-to-peer recognition. One of the great things about Perkbox is it's a really easy to set up system, and when we rolled it out globally to the rest of our colleagues, it was such a simple setup in terms of them being able to get up and running straight away. We redid our Traveltek values at the start of this year. One of them is around communication, and we have a company culture squad that we set up again a year ago. We do a company update that the culture squad run, and as part of that we have a Perkbox section where we will then pull up all of the names from people that have had that peer-to-peer recognition, and we call that out on those company updates. We found that to be a real way to drive collaboration across our global teams and make sure that people get the recognition that they deserve. We also run a number of polls. So a couple of weeks ago, it was International Women's Day. So we put it out across the company to vote for a woman across Traveltek that had helped or inspired you. The addition of the Wellness Hub came at a really great point for us. Morale was not high across the business, and we really were trying to find tools, and we'd had feedback from our teams around wanting to do activities that would improve their mental health. So not only did we do some training across the business on mental health awareness, but there were some brilliant tools in the Perkbox Wellness Hub that our staff have been able to utilise. We encouraged people on a daily basis to put time in their diaries to do the yoga or the activities, and I've also had some really brilliant feedback from the team on the quality of those workout sessions, and also people have really enjoyed the sleep stories. The marketing and the communication that I get on a monthly basis from Perkbox really enables me to have those ideas that we can then incorporate into our culture and our ongoing updates. I find that the admin section on Perkbox is really useful for giving me ideas throughout the month on how I'm going to drive engagement. As an administrator, I can go in and I can obviously see the engagement levels, and I find it useful that I can see how we're trending over time, and the new tools now where I can actually see that across teams is really useful as well. When you're running multiple teams across different markets, it's great to have one tool where you're able to give that recognition to global colleagues. At the same time, you're able to run polls that go across organisations on working on multi-time zones. And again, from a culture hub perspective, everyone has access to all of our benefits, and it all sits in one neat and tidy place. The new Flexi Points, it's brilliant because it's a lot more personalised to people. The improvements of where Flexi Points are now able to be spent is a lot more beneficial, I think, for our global teams. That's been great, and I've heard some really great stories about people saving those Flexi Points up and then how they've spent them in different ways. So it's definitely been something that we've seen really drive engagement across our company. It's amazing how these small things make a real difference to people. In the last few months, I've had people talk to me about how they've saved $200. That was one of my Australian team members on a new fridge that she was purchasing. And I've had people consistently come and say how they've saved money on vouchers, days out, cinemas. So from a cost saving perspective, it's been brilliant for our teams. I think from a morale perspective with the communications, it's been brilliant. We run regular surveys, ENPS scores across the business at Traveltek, and Perkbox always consistently comes up as something that the team finds a really valuable tool. We want to try and give our employees as much support as we can, and Perkbox has been a wonderful tool to help us on our journey to try and improve our culture as much as we can at Traveltek. I think the fact that we've implemented Perkbox and a number of other initiatives to try and improve our benefits has definitely helped in a market where at the moment we know that talent is really hard to maintain. And I think when we're onboarding people, the fact that we can put those messages out there to recognise new employees coming in, we can recognise anniversaries, we can recognise people's birthdays, I think are all just small things that add up to really helping in a really competitive talent market at the moment.